Kyle, who we haven't talked about in 2 years now.
Hmm.
Last album, was it "Call Me When I'm Famous" or "You'll Remember Me When I'm Famous"?
Yeah, 2020.
Yeah. Not if you can tell by the way I'm talking about it, it wasn't an album that I was necessarily blown away by. And now we get "It's Not So Bad," his newest release. And is the name just like supposed to be trying to convince me? I don't know. It's low hanging fruit to use the name as a joke, I think. But come on,
Mm.
man. What'd you think of this?
Yeah, Kyle, album three, first project since leaving Atlantic Records, becoming an independent artist again. Of course, he blew up as an independent artist, found a lot of success with I Spy, went to Atlantic. We talked about those two Atlantic albums. Some successful songs, but overall, felt like Kyle was still finding his way in the shadow of Chance the Rapper when it comes to nasally later hip hop. And album three, It's Not So Bad, is, to quote Kyle himself, R&B Kyle. And it's definitely a change of pace from what his most famous songs sound like. However, there was hints of this on the last album, songs like What It Is. You know, he had started to croon a little bit, and now on It's Not So Bad, that's all he's doing. Um, I think your mileage probably will vary on this album depending on where you stand on what you like from Kyle, because to me, I just don't actually find his performance in these songs up to snuff with his performance on his best songs in the past. I feel like he's the least interesting part of this. Some of the production's pretty good on It's Not So Bad, but Kyle very rarely, I think, rises above that and makes a big impression. I think he's kind of understated on a lot of this, and the energy is kind of low for his standards. So I wasn't a big fan of this, but I at least I commend him for picking a lane with this one. He has also said it to Billboard that he's already working on an all rap project again. So at least he's kind of committing to ideas and feeling inspired. That's why he left Atlantic, because he wanted to make what he wants to make. So I give him a lot of credit for that. But It's Not So Bad doesn't exactly wet my whistle. It was pretty unmemorable overall to me.
Yeah, you talked about the mileage varying, and I feel like it's either like extra low or low mileage because there's really not a lot in here that I found to be super interesting. It's funny because like I gave this a couple of plays through, and I was hoping for
Yeah,
something to
short.
jump out at me, and I had maybe one song that I thought really stood out and I really liked, and then a couple others I thought were catchy and that like stuck in my head a little bit. But I agree. I don't think his vocal performance on this is that great, and I think the production, while it's competent and pretty good at some points, I actually found it to feel kind of redundant.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like they had like the basic beat that they wanted to go with a lot of time, and we're like, okay, how can we dress this up a little bit differently from the last song? And just kind of left me feeling like it, Kyle is not heading in the direction that I think we had hoped a couple of years back.
No, no, I agree. For me, the song that made my ears perk up immediately was "Perfect" towards the beginning of the
Mhm.
track list. It has I think it's a memorable like looping house beat.
Yeah.
Kyle's tempo does match that beat, but like his singing is still not like super great in that song or anything. But that was the one that like made me at least perk up a little bit. I feel like a lot of the other songs just the energy level is just not there for me, and I just don't think he has the R&B chops to attempt R&B Kyle. You know?
Yeah. I agree. Perfect was certainly one of the songs in the first half that stood out to me. And the other one that stood out was Sleepyhead.
Mm.
I mean, Sleepyhead, while it's a bit more of a toned down song, you get more like rapidy rap Kyle on this, which I appreciate. And he's kind of switching up his vocals a little bit on it. So it at least sounded different than a lot of the other stuff you get here. Um, yeah, I think that whole like second half though, pretty much after like Love's theme song to to Sleepyhead is like very just like blends together for me as I played this, and nothing really stood out. I think the beginning, personal, perfect, unreplaceable might be the best stretch of the album, but
Hmm.
it's really not great. You get Craig David coming on, which I feel like he's almost doing like a Craig David impression on a few of these tracks. So it's interesting to have him as a feature and kind of be
Right?
so derivative of his sound. But I don't know, not what I was hoping for from Kyle for sure.
No, no. Looking forward to the hip hop project though, because he can make a catchy song when he puts it out. But yeah, overall, it seems like Kyle's still kind of throwing darts, but at least he's doing what he wants now, so that's something, I guess.
Well, we might we might. I'm gonna put a asterisk on this. Add one of his tracks to our Nostalgia Best of 2022 playlist. Find that on Spotify.